Welcome to Chump Change, the post show where we talk about all the truths hidden behind the lies. And I'm once again joined by the cast of Hannah, Kyle, Caden, and Armando. Welcome back, everyone. That was a roller coaster of an episode. Very well done. You know,
I learned so many things.
A real 180
What did you learn?
Is, like Hannah at the beginning nailed it, and
Yeah, I really did not pull through to the end. I just kind of overconfident, I guess. I was like, all right, I can suss this out, and then immediately it was proven wrong.
I'm learning that I have 5 unread emails from HR, so
there we go.
And I told you that I don't lie, except when I do, and all those stories were true to a point.
That is that's correct and confusing and correct. Yes, you all.
I didn't lie, except for like one little detail on each.
Yeah,
I also think that's always what's so tricky.
Yeah,
I don't think I lied except for the beginning, right?
You lie. Yeah. Just the beginning, just that first, the list. Yeah. The list was your only lie.
You had what you said you had. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And you were sort of telling the truth when you said you don't lie that often.
And I feel like Caden was the second that superlative was read out. Caden was screwed. Like everyone was like, when I read it out, and the chat was like, "Yeah, Caden, like get away with murder." Caden.
It's because it was get away with. That was what it was. If it was like, who's the most likely to kill someone, it might have been different. But get away
which
with
one
it.
of us?
That's not the question.
It could be Bird Hunter Kyle over there for all I mean, I don't know.
Yes, Kyle
murder someone? Maybe by accident. Maybe I would Dick Cheney somebody. I don't know. That's an old reference there. It's old.
But we did get to the pushing the envelope game. And yes, Armando did tell the truth, but we didn't get a lot of facts about it. So let's dive into Armando's story a bit more before we hear the truths from Kyle and Caden. So in handcuffs 3 times, I love too that you would like put out these reasons you got handcuffed, and then there was this little extra thing in there that was even more confusing than the story. Like with crossing the border, you were like, it was for a bit, but we still got handcuffed. And then in the second one, it was whoever's cousin that you were
Mencia's cousin's honor.
Yes, right. So let's start at the square one, the border crossing into Mexico and back for a bit. Yeah. What was the bit, and how did the event go down?
My great-grandfather lived in Nogales, Arizona, which is one of those towns. It's a border town that's like half in America, half in Mexico. And you can drive right up to the border. And this was in 2015, so it was a year after I graduated from high school. And I went there, and it was like, the bit was that it's just a huge fucking fence with a bunch of holes in it. It's very easy to get through it and get back. And so I thought it would be funny to film an Instagram video of me sneaking into Mexico and then sneaking back into America, because I was like, ha, there's no border patrol, it's fine. So then we did that. Mood. Yeah, it's just a goofy, that classic Instagram filter where you sneak into America. We've all done it. So I sneak back into America, and sneak is in heavy quotation marks because there was little sneaking. I fell over the fence and fell into Mexico, and then quickly jumped back into America. And then when we were driving away. And also, by the way, it's not like a road leading up to it, it's just desert. So we're driving away in I think it was a Hyundai, and it's doing not great at traversing the desert, and then these 2 fucking white border patrol pickup trucks just fucking like launching over the sand dunes, chasing after us and like telling us to pull over, and they put us in handcuffs and we're like, what are you doing out here? What is your business out here? And I was like, I thought it would be funny. Instagram, I'm sorry.
Look at my Instagram, look at this, look at it.
Instagram.
I have like 2,000 followers. It was for them. They love me. So I don't know if it makes it better. I didn't. The worst part is I didn't even post it on my grid. It was like a story, so it's not even fucking. It wasn't even really good. Or maybe it wasn't a story. I think I deleted it afterwards. I can't remember, but that was the first one. I got arrested. I didn't get arrested. But they put us in handcuffs. They questioned us, and they were like, "Don't do it again." And I remember saying to their face, "Why would I do it again?" Like,
in case you got bit by the bug and really needed a.
Just like, I'm gonna do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back with a faster desert car.
and then handcuff number 2.
Handcuff number 2. So I do stand-up comedy, and this was in, I believe, 2017, because I was 20 years old, and or maybe 21. I can't remember, but what had happened was I was at a show in a place called Riverside, and Riverside is less of a place and more of a state of being, where there's like less education and more meth. Like every place has a Riverside, they just don't call it.
There's
Riverside.
A balance of it.
Yeah, exactly. I think you guys have East Texas, and so we have we have Riverside. And so I was there. I was first up. A comedian who I don't want to name their name because also they owe me $50 and I'm very mad at them, but they are Carlos Mencia's nephew, and Carlos.
I don't want to name their name, but let me say the specific relationship.
Yeah. Go find that shit. And so so Carlos Mencia's nephew is hosting this show, and he's not doing a very good job. And this guy, he gets heckled from the crowd, and this woman yells something at him, and he throws back the stupidest line, which is literally like the most textbook line for dealing with a heckler. He tells her, I don't come to your place of business and tell you how to suck dick. It's like the most hack shit I've ever heard. It's so stupid. But her brother was in the crowd, and he stands up, and he's this huge hulking, like massive muscle man, and he walks over and he's like getting in his face, and he's yelling at him, and the comedian, he goes, what are you gonna do, hit me? And then the guy hit him with like zero latency, no seconds in between. Just immediate punch to the face. And I'm a 21-year-old stand-up comedian, so in my head I'm thinking, if I can stop this fight fast enough, I can still do stand-up comedy. So I run over.
I'm a hero. I still have time for my set.
Yeah, I gotta tell my fucking Despicable Me joke or whatever. So I run over and I grab the guy by the wrists, which is not how you stop a fight, because I grab him by the wrist and I go, you don't want to do this, which is more or less just doing therapy. I was basically like grabbing his wrists and being like, you're not mad at me, you're mad at your father. And so he immediately breaks out of that and then punches me in the face, and I black out. And when I black out, I wake up like, I don't know how much time has passed, and I'm sitting on top of this person. And so what happened is he won the fight. He hit me and I knocked out, but I knocked out and fell on top of him. So it was more like a lumberjack cut down a tree and then got squashed by the tree. And so I fell on top of him, and when I did, he hit his head on the back, or he hit the back of his head on the floor, and like also knocked out and bled a whole bunch.
Oh damn.
And police officers came, and all they heard was that a large man was causing trouble and fighting people at this bar in Riverside. And so they walked in, they just see my Donkey Kong looking ass sitting on top of a man who's bleeding from his head, and they immediately put me in handcuffs until everyone was like, no. Good guy. That's the worst one. And then 2020, very simple. They rounded up a bunch of us at the protest. They just handcuffed us, hit us with batons and shit. That one is, like I said, significantly less funny. But yeah, those are the three times I got handcuffed by police, 3 separate occasions, never been arrested, clean record.
There you go.
What would give to have like CCTV footage of the second incident? God.
I have a video of it because somebody was recording it. I'm gonna see if I can find it in my email and then send it to you guys.
We would love that. Yeah.
Incredible.
Now, before we cap off Chump Change with the story of Caden and the Pimp, let's go to.
I'm gonna write a children's
Kyle,
book based on that.
Kyle, you reenacted a movie in a movie theater. What was the circumstance there, and how'd it go down?
So this was at the Alamo Ritz. We went to go see them mock Back to the Future, which is my favorite movie ever, favorite movie of all time. And they had gone through and like they'd done their little. They do an intermission. They do their little sketch. So one of them was already dressed up as Doc Brown. This is important for later. So they had gone through that, and we're in the like last half of the movie. Then all of a sudden, power goes out. Like power goes out for the entire block of 6th Street. So we're just kind of like sitting in there. We don't know what to do, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Finally, they're like, "Oh, power may come back soon, so just like chill out." And then the people who run it, Master Pancake, were like, "Well, they were looking to reenact the movie." And they were like, we need people who know this movie really well. And the girl I was dating at the time just like started like pointing me out. I was just like, oh, please no. And but they picked me. And I got to play George McFly. And it was like the part where he knocks out Biff or something. So I had to do the line where it's like, hey, you, get your damn hands. Oh, and then he sees it's Biff and all that stuff. So like we did that whole bit there, and then like whoever was dressed up as Doc Brown like runs on and does like a thing. Like they gotten like 3 or 4 people to stand up there and do it, and like everybody, what was cool was everybody turned on their cell phone lights to light the stage since lights were out everywhere. All we had was like the exit sign was still working, and that was it. So that was the really cool part, was just seeing everybody's cell phone light pointed at the stage while doing this.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be an Alamo thing where they do like the, you know, they show past
Like a rowdy screening
movies
or
yeah, rowdy screen. They went for like Monty Python or something. I mean, great idea in theory, but they gave everyone like coconuts, so everyone was like doing the horse thing. It was just, eventually, you're just like, Jesus Christ!
Enough
like,
with the coconuts.
Yeah, enough with those.
Yeah.
All right, so Caden, the thing, no one expected this to be your story.
No.
Like when I was reading through the chat, they were like, "It's Kyle or it's Armando. Like it's one of the two."
I thought that we all got our own stories. I did not realize.
That's what I was banking on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
all
just telling the
this
truth.
all makes sense. Yeah.
There's a genuine moment on camera where they said he was lying, and I was like, "Wait, fucking what?"
What? So, Caden, what was the situation, and then how did you come to learn that that's who you were with, and yeah, what went down?
So it was fun. My friend was like, my friend invited me out to her birthday thing at like a hibachi grill, and it was just me, her, and her husband going out for dinner, like just a nice dinner. We got all dressed up. It was lovely. And we sit at our table, and right next to me comes this like dude with like all these girls, and they are like scantily dressed and like openly talking about their profession. And I'm like sitting here, and they're like drunk off their fucking ass. Like they're ordering up like the lobster, like the $200 meals that like are scary.
Nice.
And they're all like being loud. Like they invited one of their other friends, and you don't just invite extra people to a hibachi grill, but they
There's
did.
only so many seats.
And
Right.
they so they just are like super being loud and obnoxious, and I'm sitting there because I was right next to them, and my friend starts texting me, is like, are you doing okay? And I'm like, no. And,
No.
I'm not okay.
they ended up like actually walking out on their bill, so like we super tipped the server to like make up for it, so that because this is back when we all worked food industry, so like we were like, nah, fuck those people, so we ended up like helping
That's
out.
horrible.
But before we left,
Mhm.
one of the dudes that's super drunk goes up to my friends who are like 3 years older than me and goes, "Hey man, I'm sorry my friends are so rambunctious and cussing right in front of your kid."
Oh man. Oh man.
I love that. I love that. Right in front of your kid.
Should have been like, this is my 13th birthday party. Ruined it.
Mhm.
Right.
I was I was like 22.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Hayden there with like a beer.
Yeah, drinking a beer. Like,
Sorry, we're cussing right in front of your kid. Also, real cool you let your kid drink. I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect
I like
that.
the choice
Another
of he is.
lobster over here.
oh God.
God, and they walked out on the bill. That's horrific. That's the worst part to me
Terrible.
about the whole
That
thing. That's
is.
awful.
Yeah, no, that was
really
that was
bad.
the terrible part. But the rest of it's really fucking funny.
Yeah, the rest of it is absolutely hilarious.
Mhm.
Oh
Well,
man.
Hannah, I don't really blame you for not
Yeah.
getting all of those right. But yes, those were the amazing stories there that we didn't get to hear during the episode. Again, I want to thank everyone for watching because that means you are a first member, and thank you very much for being first members. Checking out all the content that we have here for you specifically. Make sure to check out Camp Betrayal if you haven't done that yet. Go give that a view, give that a watch, and enjoy the show. We will see you next week for more Chump Change with a whole new cast of characters before we take our little 2-week break. Thanks again, Hannah, Kyle, Caden, Armando. Was a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
See you later, everyone.